in the early season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome to Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth, home to the TCU Horned Frogs. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the NC State Wolfpack, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the TCU Horned Frogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. NC State will kick off, and that'll get things underway. Fielded in the end zone, it's Taylor. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So TCU's offense will have the football first. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down. Makes the catch near the 50. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. They'll operate out of split backs. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And off to Jones. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Hand off from the gun. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Wilson will throw. Fires to the tight end. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. Completes it in the middle. Touchdown, Wolfpack. A great catch and run for 6. These two have spent plenty of time together. That was almost telepathic, David.
No doubt, and quarterbacks and wide receivers throw all off-season to get on the same page. You can see he hits him in stride. That's why he gets the touchdown.
They get set for the point afters. We have the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Use the play fake, now to throw. Here's a heat. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Back to pass. Got his man quickly. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. It can get pretty wild in the Big 12. Some of these outposts are like snake pits when you have to go on the road. Got to get off to a quick start in conference play.
It is always wacky, Reese. Like, there's always something that happens in the Big 12, and somebody comes out of nowhere in the Big 12 every single year. So starting in conference play, Palmer, these games start to really matter, really add up, and the pressure amplifies.
It's so true, too. When you think about the Big 12 conference, it just seems like teams get caught sleepwalking. So you've got to start fast. And the challenge, I think, for these coaching staffs, these two teams, every week they've got to have their team ready to go, and it starts today.
He gets a block. He almost broke that one. They finally get him stopped, but let's see if he had a little help. There's a penalty marker down. So the nice punt return is negated by an illegal block in the back. Leaves it with the running back. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. The Wolfpack with a lot of options on second and short. Now the play fake. On the run, still looking. Trying to escape and get it himself. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. They go to the ground. Past the sticks, and he may get more. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Pressure coming. Find some fresh air. He'll step out of bounds at about the 11. NC State with the 1st and 10 here. Wilson to pass. Hauls it in. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. He caught it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina State. And with the extra point, they pushed the lead out a little further. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished things off with an 8-yard toss for the score.
TCU 0.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line. We've reached the end of the quarter, and NC State has the edge. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So they'll go back to work after changing ends of the field. They're going to ride this running back, finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. And the Horned Frogs can really attack on this 2nd and short. Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight check his feelings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball is going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
He'll pull it on the read. Turning it on. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Motion from the back. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Fires to the right. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down. He goes out of bounds after the big play, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what that one's about. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on second down. Sixth play of the drive coming up. They'll run play action. Got a man. It's Boyd.
Well, I like the idea by the quarterback on that throw. He's just trying to spit it out to the perimeter quickly and give this guy a chance to advance it, but the accuracy was terrible. That was a circus-type catch for 0 gain.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. And he had plenty of leg and kept it just straight enough to use that right upright to get it through. Now the lead is down to 11. And he takes this from inside the 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Wilson will throw. Moving out of the pocket. Quickly to the tight end. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up second and 4. NC State quick to the line.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want
pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. That pass not Moses. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities.
Breaks into the open. Still on his feet. The 20. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Horned Frog. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
One thing thing you know about this team is they've got a lot of fight in them, and that's a great job responding by the offense on that last drive, capping it off with a really good-looking touchdown run. This is now a one-possession game. We've got a lot of football left to play.
Coming out with it, it's Cobb. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Wilson to pass. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, this quarterback, I think, has earned the right to take shots here late in the first half. They've had a lot of success. They've got the lead. They're not going to play it safe. He's going to make good decisions, and when he has opportunities to throw strikes, he's going to hit those throws.
And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. They'll immediately call timeout. NC State a lot of freedom to do anything here on 2nd and inches. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The Wolfpack line up, trying to forge ahead for a few inches. He'll keep it on the sneak.
And, David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. NC State will line up with a 1st and goal. Wilson will throw. Finds his big tight end. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. 2nd and goal coming up. Wants to go up top. Big guy smells it. Touchdown, Wolfpack! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
NC State 21, TCU 0.
Here he comes with the return. Makes a move. He's got it out. He's going to get loose. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space, great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you could see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. From the shotgun, the inside give. And he's able to get some positive yardage before he's brought down, and that'll bring us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, you've been calling a first-rate game so far today in Fort Worth.
He'll put total leather and get this second half started. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Wilson to pass. Get it out on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. A good pickup on that one. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. He's got an open man. Oh, he got loose. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
You got to love the rhythm this quarterback is in here on this drive, guys. 2 completions. He's seen the safety rotation that time, saw the one-on-one matchup he wanted, took his shot. He is in a groove.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Still some work to do here on 3rd and goal from the 3. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking for the goal line. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set, why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
They want to run this quarterback. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, NC State.
And the head coach is going to keep going for it on 4th down because his offense responds like that. Your coach gives you the ultimate vote of confidence. Down on the goal line, we're going for it. I believe in you guys to execute and get us in the end zone, and they pay it off. Phenomenal job up front by the offensive line. We love to see a team respond to their coach's confidence.
Running backs on either side of the quarterback. Leaves it with the back. Breaks the tackle. And that defense just ran through that offensive front. He broke a couple of tackles, but nowhere to run. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Fires one high and deep. Catch and stride inside the 15. Touchdown, TCU. And the comeback is on.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Wilson will throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. NC State might think about going for a big one on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Pulls it in. It's Jones. Still on his feet at the 45. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. The Wolfpack with a 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw again. Makes the catch. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Quick strike complete. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on first down. Deep shot for the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. Under fire. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there.
And how about it? It's not just the arm. We've seen that today where he's picked him apart, put up some yardage, put on some touchdowns. Also showing you he can do it with his puppies. Taking off, running, getting the first down. Nice scramble. He's showing you a little bit of everything today.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Off play action. The sweet feet buy a little time. Lets it go to the end zone. Makes the grab. Gets enough for the first down, but not sure they'll get another play off here in the third quarter. We've reached the break. It's NC State on top. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Trying to pound their way in. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And this is an area of the field, man, who can be more physical. And you know I'm going to run the football a lot of times in these goal-to-go situations. First and goal, can I be physical? Can I get closer? The defense won that physical battle. Interested to see now if the offense thinks they can still run, or do they go to the passing game?
Quarterback extends the play. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on third down. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the... Touchdown, Wolfpack! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Off the play fake on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Well, we've got a close game here at the start of the fourth quarter, right? This team obviously is down, but they're not playing it close to the vest. Being aggressive, first play of the drive, trying to throw it down the field. They're going to have to complete something.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
Well, when the offense goes empty, that triggers the defense to want to blitz. The linebacker came that time. They couldn't get him blocked, and down goes the QB.
On third and long, a check down will be the last resort. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Well, the defense needs one more stop. They did a nice job not giving up a first down that last one, but with the lead late like this, one more stop, and they're going to win this game.
Takes a hit as he fires. Intercepted. Touchdown, North Carolina State. How about this defense taking one back to the house? No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Two teams inside the Big 12 squaring off today, and it's now a final. Here's a quick recap. Cincinnati pulled out a win today on a day they clearly did not have their best. And that's a testament to those Bearcat players. That winning gene, I really believe it's a thing. This game may or may not impact the college football playoff, fellas, but it's bound to shake things up in the Big 12 standings.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
And this offense is going to have to catch some breaks, man. They're going to have to make some big plays. They're going to have to push the ball down the field, break some tackles, hit some home runs, down 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to do everything right.
How about about the hit on the tight end there? They knew they had to bring the lumber on the big fella to bring him down, and they just blew him up.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Heaves it on the run. Wide open, he makes the catch. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. Going to take a shot on second and short. Under fire. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
And this is always the time in the game where coaches are absolutely watching. Like, which one of my guys mail it in and quit? And if you're the quarterback, man, you've been sacked a few times. You've turned the football over. Like, continue to play. Find some ways to maybe get a few first downs and make something positive happen.
The Horned Frogs come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
And I'm just not sure where to put the blame. And I know they're going to lose this football game. They've struggled, and he's been sacked. I know he's turned it over and thrown an interception, but they haven't been in sync, and nobody's played really great, and they've got to find an identity on this offense moving forward.
Finding an escape route. There he goes. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. And the Horned Frogs started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. He'll do it himself. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And they add 6 more on the board with that trip to the house.
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option. You've seen the evolution with scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. The offense changing the play. Wilson to pass. A shot toward the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Makes the grab. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. He's going to try to knock one through from 49 yards away. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Wants to throw on first down. Got a man. It's small. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Horned Frogs racing to the line in a hurry-up.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Smith. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Going to sling it on second down. The sure hands. It's Smith. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this third down play. Clock running. Wants to throw again. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Throws toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you.
Turning it on. The 30. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Ready to fire from the pistol. Guys, I think we all expected this game to be close. A couple of teams of this caliber, but boy, what a statement by the underdog in this one.
And there's going to be a big movement in the rankings after that performance. That team that